Good afternoon, YouTube. My name is FLightsimguy, and welcome to the third episode of my California series. As you may recall, I'm flying the Cessna Citation X business jet to and from various locations in California. And as I said in the last episode, this time I'm going to be flying my flight from or using FS2004. This was by far Microsoft's best simulator. For the most part, FS2004 doesn't get a lot of love nowadays. However, FS2004 is, number one, by far more stable than FSX, and number two, you get a lot better frames. With regards to this old simulator engine, there is one add-on that you can buy to liven things up a bit, and that is this one here, Rex 2004. And what it does is it adds all sorts of textures to the runways, has a weather engine to liven up the weather a little bit, you know, gives it a little bit more flair. And for the most part, I want to say that's it. Outside of the many different add-ons you can implement with regards to scenery, this add-on by itself, you know, gives more life to what is a dying simulation platform, which I think is rather a shame. Alright, so we're back over here. Let's go ahead and hop into the cockpit. Okay, it took a little bit longer than usual to get to my 3D cockpit. As you may recall, in FS2004, you can only scroll through your views using the S key. There is no A key where you can have views within a view. Let's go ahead and get started. Have the weather engine set for real. Looks like the weather is very nice out in California. First thing we got to do, we got to remove that. Set our parking brake. Give some power. Actually, I should probably pull out my checklist. It was around here somewhere. I already have it set for the amount of fuel that we're going to need. And I've already loaded it with the amount of passengers and whatnot, so we can go ahead and get started. Alright. Let's go ahead and go ahead and test that. That's on. APU start. Okay, let's go ahead and give our passengers some bleed air. There we go. And we can turn on standby power. There we go. Before I do this, let's go ahead and get a weather report. Let's see here. Bakersfield, ATIS. Alright, wow. It's 34 degrees out in California, man. They're baking out there. Alright, so with regards to the FMS, you gotta set your position. There we go. Gotta do it on both FMS. And then I can align my gyros. Now, there's a shortcut to the align process. You can just go ahead and hit test, and that instantly aligns it. But in this case, I have enough programming of the flight management computer to do to keep me busy. I am going to San Bernardino, as you may recall, from Bakersfield. So first enter my destination, which is KBS. Damn it. This is why I shouldn't drink before I fly. KBSD. It's KSBD. Jesus, Hennessy. Damn it. KSBD. Thank you. Alright. Now there's a crap ton of waypoints. I'm going to be flying the Merrick 3 SID, so I'll just go ahead and start with the waypoints in between. The first one is going to be SOG S. SAUGS, and then Chemo. Next waypoint is Barry. Next waypoint is Darts. Oh wow. Okay, I want Darts USA. Next waypoint is Perms. Next waypoint. Also, all these waypoints I'm entering, I don't have to enter them. They're along a Victor airway. But I don't know how to enter Victor Airways in my flight management computer, so I'm just going to leave that for now. Next one is Elmo. And then we have It's Me, then Adam, nope, Piro, then Adam, then BayJY, and then we have Tiffany, then PDZ, the Paradise VOR, and that takes us to San Bernardino. Gyros still haven't aligned, so I can't preview my route, which is fine. Performance initialization, next. We are going to be cruising at 25,000 feet. By the way, the distance for this flight it's only 150 miles. I'm going to be spending more time setting up the plane than actually flying. So our altitude is going to be flight level 250. Passengers 5 at 190. And our fuel. And then we can confirm the init. Let's call and get our runway assignment. 30 right, 81.1 or 18.1. So let's do our departure. 30 right. And we'll go ahead and enter the SID, Mark 3. Transition is going to be LHS. Let's activate. Then we can do our takeoff. Winds are 299 at 10. And then we can confirm. Alright. See if our gyros have aligned, and they are. Alright, so now we can scroll through our plan. There we go, that's better. And here's our plan. FMS is set up. We're taking off from runway 30, so let's go ahead. Nav. Set this to 300. We'll also set our heading to 300. Set our altitude to flight level 250. So from the 3D panel or 3D cockpit for this jet, you shift number keys bring up the various interfaces. That's shift 1 brings up the 2D. Shift 2 brings up your lights, fuel, and electrical. Shift 3 brings up the anti-ice, hydraulics, lights, pressurization, and temperature, and cabin controls and whatnot. Shift 4 brings up your FMS and your radios, and your course and heading altimeter setting, and your gyros. Shift 5 brings up your throttle and whatnot, and Shift 6 brings up your APU. So that really helps out a lot. Let's go ahead and take this up to 25,000. I want to say I'm ready for engine start, so we can go ahead and turn on our lights. There we go. Normally I'd cycle through these, but since we're in a simulator with no failure set, that is not needed. Alright, I think we're good to start. We've got bleed air going. We can go ahead and turn on the left engine. Okay, we'll wait until this reaches about 18. There it goes. Alright, let that settle down. Right engine. There it goes. Alright, we got good engine start. Let's go ahead and set our trims for takeoff. And 2 notches flaps.
Slides extend. Left slide.
Okay, and let's do our check. There we go. I'm going to run through the checklist, make sure I didn't miss anything. Alright, I need to do my V-speeds. There we go. Alright, I think we're just about ready for taxi. Let's go ahead and do a shift 5. Turn on our taxi and landing lights. Shift P. Frames look good, getting between 45 and 50. Make sure I'm not going to crash into anybody out here. Alright, let's get going. Oh, 29.88. Didn't set my 29.88. FS2004, everything is too smooth. Everything is too flawless. Which, by the way, is how it is in professional simulators. I once had the privilege of taking the B-52 simulator for a ride when I was in the Air Force. At the time, the simulation engine was software that was running on a IBM mainframe in a back room, and the software was written in Fortran. And there was no scenery, you know, there was no clouds. All you had was the sky, the ground, and a runway. Everything was flawlessly smooth, just like it is right now. So from that perspective, you know, FS2004, you know, hits a spot. But I want to say that it, you know, they expanded the simulation API for FSX that allows developers to write programs that can, you know, add those things that we're missing from the simulation engine. Yeah, this is our departure runway. Make sure it is 30 right. Yes, it is.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 30 right. North departure approved.
Okay, we're good to go. Let me set this up properly here. That's another thing I forgot to do. Oh yeah. Get rid of this. Back up here. FD setup. We want that. Vertical profiles. There we go. Alright, so our plan is to head to heading 180 to pick up the SID. Alright, let's go. I'm going to turn off the microphone for this one.
Baron 616. Cleared to land. Runway 30 right. Cleared to land. Runway 30 right.
Okay, someone's coming in, so I better get going. There we go.
FS2004. Rotate. Gear up. Flaps up.
Cessna 9er Delta Golf. You are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Slats retract.
Baron 616. Turn next taxiway. Baron 616. Exit runway when able. Baron 616. Contact ground on 121.7. Going at 121.7. Baron 616.
Alright, so we have a good takeoff. Crossing 10,000 feet. A vertical speed, I can go ahead and lower that a little bit. And pick up some speed. There is one thing that I don't know how to fix. I'll admit it. That is my autopilot. Right now it is set to take commands from the co-pilot, not the pilot. That's this B right here, and I don't know what to click on to make it come over to the A. This click spot right here does something. Well, I think it's a toga, which we don't want. But right now it is set to take commands from the FMS, so we are in good shape. Top of climb is in 2 minutes. Top of descent is in 8 minutes. It's not all about programming the FMS and taxiing and taking off. You got to keep busy. So while we're cruising, I'm going to go ahead and research our approach and runway assignment. Alright, so I did some research. San Bernardino. By the way, I have a brother out in San Bernardino. There was an Air Force base out there many years ago, and he was a staff sergeant. We're all very proud of him. Unfortunately, he got rifted along with everybody else when they closed the base. But he never left, so must be quite the place. Anyway, San Bernardino, the winds are at 250 at 10 knots. Barometer is 2993. Field elevation is 1158. Temperature is 33 degrees. Dew point 10. Humidity 24%. Wow, that is dry. And VFR, no significant weather. And it's only one runway. Alright, past top of descent, we need to dial in a much lower altitude. So let's take it down to about 10,000. It's not giving me a vertical speed at top of descent, so I'll just wing it. Now the good thing about jets compared to piston aircraft is you can do what I just did. You can do idle power glides when you descend. Yeah, one of the good things about jets is with jet engines you don't have to worry about shock cooling, so you can yank the throttle back and forth as often as you need, in theory, assuming it doesn't stall on you. Alright, so here's a problem. I'm going to be landing in runway 24. I'm looking at skyvector.com, San Bernardino International Airport. They don't have any approach charts for runway 24. They have plenty of approach charts for runway 6, but not 24. To land runway 24, there are mountains back there. So, according to this, so now we're coming from the south, 090 through 190, 11,000 feet is our minimum safe altitude. Jeez. And there are no waypoints I can program into the FMS, so I'm going to have to do this manually and dodge the mountains. So I can fly into the wind. I'm sorry, fly with the wind in my back and land on runway 6. Or I can land on into the runway 24, 124.175. Let's go ahead and tune the ATIS. Okay, so it's not giving me any runway assignments. Interesting. Well, it's a 10,000 foot runway, so I could land safely, with the wind in my back, but I'm not supposed to do that. It might be an uncontrolled airport. Let's see here. You know what? I think it is. CTAF. For a big city like San Bernardino, you'd think they'd have it controlled. Let's take a look at our progress. Coming up on 10,000 feet. I want to come left to 060 when I'm about 3 miles out, and that'll put me in a pattern. And I'm going to be doing this completely manually at some point because I don't have any charts. There's mountains in the way. And at some point I'm going to have to turn off the autopilot and just look out the window and fly. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Alright, that was my last waypoint. Alright, now I want to... Whoa. There's a runway right there. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Jeez. Shift 7. There we go. There we go. That'll get us in the pattern. And 4,000 feet. I don't want to come any lower. Can I make that landing? according to the
Traffic.
according to this, I can't make that landing. Those mountains are too close to the foot of the runway. Oh, jeez. Thank you very much, Rex. All right. Autopilot's coming off.
20 go.
I'm doing this manually. Come left. I don't want to interfere with the traffic with this other airport. So,
20 go.
how the hell can this be an international airport? That makes absolutely no sense. Alright. Autopilot off. Let's go ahead and make a 180 to heading 060. Use some rudder. A bit hazy. Okay, we got 3,000 feet of altitude to play with. Gotta turn around. And normally, I would go ahead and on CTAF, I just announce my intentions. But we're not gonna do that. Alright, here we go. San Bernardino should be right up ahead. There it is right there. Idle throttle. Bleed off some speed. One more notch of flaps.
Flaps 5.
It's gonna slow me down some. Gear down.
Gear down.
Okay. Okay, I lost the runway. There it is. Okay, there we go. I got the ILS. Now I got the wind in my back. I don't have much of a choice. Too fast. Another notch of flaps. I'm within 1,000 feet. Alright, so the wind's in my back. So I want to land with a higher number. Or my indicated airspeed is saying, because I'm flying with the wind in my back. So I want to touch down at around 1. Is it higher or lower? Well, it's a 10,000 foot runway, so I should be good. Here's where the Citation X exceeds.
1,000.
It flies very well at low speeds. Alright, gears down.
Flaps.
Alright, there's that stuttering. I still haven't fixed that. We're at full flaps. And there's buildings right there.
300. Minimums.
Okay.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed braking system. 6 lights. $60
Alright, so there you see the weakness of FS2004. Okay, what are you complaining about? Oh shit, that's not supposed to be that way. I touched down and you didn't hear anything. Usually the landing of an aircraft is a very dramatic event. Big thump and rumble. But with FS2004 it was very uneventful, which to me, you know, kind of breaks my heart. I wish they could do something to change that. As it turns out, landing the B-52 in the simulator was pretty much the same thing. Just nothing. Just landed and that was it. Alright. So this is San Bernardino Airport, huh? Okay. It's in a valley of sorts. Wow. I don't think you can take off that direction. You can take off on 24, but I don't think you can take off at 6. Nope. Not with this thing. Alright, let's go ahead and taxi. Let's end this mess. Flaps up.
Flaps up. Flaps up.
According to this, what's my fuel? Oh, my fuel isn't right. Yeah, my fuel is not right. That's the reason why. That's the reason why. It's saying I have 12,000 pounds of fuel. I thought when I set this thing up, I set it up with the right amount of fuel. It has too much fuel. Alright. Where the devil am I going to park this damn thing? Alright, let's see. Where am I going to park? It doesn't really matter, does it? That's the reason why my flight... I know I set the fuel to what the plan said, which was 4,200 pounds. And I checked it before the flight got started. Alright. Set the parking brake. Let's go ahead and power this thing down. Kill the engines. What you gotta do is do this and this. Okay, move those out of the way. Turn these off. Okay. Alright, engines are off. Next, we can go ahead and kill all my lights. Next, we can shut down the gyros. Next, we can kill... The bus tie is closed again. Kill the avionics. Kill the standby power. And last but not least, we should have turned this off first, but whatever. I did my fuel calculations properly. I'm not sure what happened there. I should have verified the fuel on the gauges. That I did not do. So that's 1 point off of me there. Also, I tried landing, or my initial plan was to come in on a runway that you can't land on, because I'm looking at the map on Sky Vector and I don't see where a jet can come in on runway 24. A prop plane, yes, but not a jet. That's not going to happen. Apart from checking the fuel and confirming my landing runway, I think that's it. Otherwise, it was a relatively uneventful flight, very short. Battery master off there. FS2004 version performed admirably. Still having stutter issues with Windows 10. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. I download the Ultimate Tweaker, turned off everything in privacy. It's not as bad as it was before. It's definitely better. FSX loads faster, and it's more stable, but there's still some stuttering. Windows 10 is coming out with an enormous patch in August that hopefully should fix all these issues that everyone's been complaining about. My next flight is going to be from San Bernardino to San Jose, and then San Jose to John Wayne, Orange County. That's going to be the last flight. So I actually have 5 total flights and not 4. Alright. Anyway, that's all for now. Really love this plane. It's absolutely awesome. Wish I could do more in FS2004, but you know, there's hardly anyone's simming in it anymore, so gotta stick with the crowds. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. FLightsimguy here. I will see you next time.